everybody, my name is Shawn Fitzgerald, and welcome to an episode of me reacting to a movie, actually reviewing a movie. Isn't that gonna be crazy? So remember when DreamWorks released a trailer for Megamind 2 and everyone was just bashing it down for how crappy it was? Now that it's released and everyone has forgotten about it, besides me and a few others. Everyone hated it due to its low budget, the voice actors aren't the same, and it basically looks like a kid's show, which it's made for kids, but so was the original. So when this movie came out, I forced myself for over an hour, and this is how I looked through most of it. But yeah, that's just the time lapse of me during the entire movie. Let's just get started on how it goes. So the movie starts out with Megamind giving viewers a recap of what has happened in the previous movie, because it's been 14 years ago. Everyone who's watched it is probably a grown adult now. They literally had to mute almost all of it so no one would notice the difference in between voice actors. I mean, hear this.
Even the most heartfelt belief can be corroded over time.
And hear that.
I see friends who frankly should put some pants on.
So the first scene starts out with three fish robbers stealing a fish with diamonds on it. Don't know why it has diamonds on it. Megamind makes an appearance along with the minion, who is now Chum.
Due to a cease and desist order from popular fast food chain Mr. Minion's Meatsicles, I can no longer call myself Minion. So, Megamind gave me a new name. Old Chum.
So this movie came out 14 years later than the original. It turns out it only takes place 2 days after.
Sir, way back in the day was just 2 days ago.
That's all? Time certainly drags when you're a good guy.
I feel like if they explain that this movie takes place years after, it would explain on why it looks like this garbage of a dumpster. Megamind releases his brain bot to cage the fish robbers like it's a Disney Junior's cartoon. But the brain bot ends up malfunctioning, and for some reason they mention Titanic.
Hey, Megamind, your gadgets are like the Titanic, a total disaster.
Weird comparison there.
The Titanic was a delight for most of the journey.
So Megamind receives the key to the city, and everyone celebrates how he defeated Titan from the previous movie, which gets us to introduce to this classic movie trope. There's this annoying kid who sounds like a grown person,
President of Megamind's #1 streaming online fan club, Megawatch,
who wants to follow the main character and is smart at everything. Glad they're doing that. We're just gonna call her Child because she's actually the only child in this movie. And I'm not even over exaggerating. She is the only child in this movie. And then Chum, feels upset because he feels underappreciated. Megamind doesn't show that he cares, which was already an issue from the previous movie. Glad they're bringing that back as well. So Chum decides to quit. And that's it, I'm guessing.
I'll be a monkey's uncle. He's really walking away this time.
Now this part is where the villains get introduced. The Doom Syndicate. You have Lady Doppler, who is a woman who controls the weather. We'll call her Storm. Peer Pressure, who is a French mime. Yes, movies are still making stereotypes to this day in 2024.
Master of hypnotism and all-around super bad guys.
Behemoth, who is a Syndicate's version of the Hulk, or King Shark, but in Skylander form. We'll call him Lava. And we have Nighty Night, who can form objects from shadows. We'll call him by his actual name because I kind of like it.
That is like the least frightening villain name ever.
Turns out Megamind was a leader to this Doom Syndicate, and they were behind almost every villainy plot in the last movie. Kind of weird how they just never announced that and just brought it into this movie. I mean, where were they when Megamind was already controlling the city whenever he was supposedly defeated Metro Man? Anyways, they find out Megamind is a hero and goes to his lair to see why he's a hero. Roxanne and Megamind are already at the lair because the smartest man who invents different forms of technology doesn't know how to use a toaster. Hilarious.
Show me what you did, sorceress.
Megamind hears an alert and goes out to see his old syndicate. Turns out Megamind even forgot they existed too. So we're not the only ones who are confused on who they are. The villains actually confront him, but they actually think he's pretending to be a hero to take over the city. Megamind follows through this idea so he can find out later on how to stop them. The problem that I found with this movie was the way the resolution changes depending on how far away the character is. Close-up shots, it looks like a 1080p to 4K movie right there, kind of, because it's pretty low budgety. But once it's like zoomed away from the characters, it looks 720p, which I think is just laziness in the animation department. The villains discuss this evil plan with Megamind called Phase 2, which is kind of like how Sokovia was in Age of Ultron, where Ultron takes the whole city and flies it up, but without it like blowing up and everything, or it crashing down to destroy the Earth, they want to take it to the moon. In this scene, they start patrolling the city, not taking over it, just patrolling it, to I guess show the audience what powers they have. I mean, we already knew what powers they have, so I don't get the point of this scene, but go ahead, show those kids what they do, I guess. But I do find it weird how they just don't take over the city at all. Anyways, they walk up to the bank and persuade Megamind to do it, just to see how much of a villain he truly is. Megamind tries to convince the villains, who are creepily looking at the front window for some reason, but he's a good guy now, so the bank tellers are nice and friendly, so he can't just rob them all of a sudden. So guess who ends up saving his butt? Was it Roxanne? Or, you guessed it right, the child. So the child just swoops in and tells the bank tellers, hey, this is a drill, and they're like, oh, okay. And that somehow convinces the syndicate to buy.
I guess he is still a master villain.
So the syndicate celebrates by hosting a public party for all the villains. That might be citizens too, because they look like everyday people. They even invited the fish robbers who somehow broke out. The fish robbers try to call him out because he's still technically a hero and they just got captured, so they're going to obviously call him out. But Megamind distracts everybody with his cool dance moves, and every villain has a good time partying.
Another stanky groove in my pocket.
The next day, Roxanne picks up Megamind to go find Chum, who is now working at a donut diner. Well, it was a gross diner that got turned into a donut shop, thanks to Chum. Megamind tries to get in, but since the donut shop is packed, he can't get in due to having no reservation, and he has to deal with the strongest human alive, even stronger than Megamind himself. The child comes in, saves the day, threatens the reporter about the roach problem they used to have, and yes, they used to have a roach problem, and Megamind is able to get in. Thank you, child. I'm glad you're in this movie. Megamind sees that Chum is having a good life, and he starts feeling regret on sending him away, and he just left. Which, there's no point on that scene, in my opinion. Megamind takes matters in his own hands and trapped the syndicate in the same cage he caught the fish robbers in, and you guessed it, ends up not working. The syndicate starts beating him up and gets evaporated by storm supposedly, but obviously still gonna be alive because it's halfway through the movie. Roxanne kidnaps the child and tracks Megamind to find him in an alley. Very sad that he got defeated and everything. They try cheering him up, motivating him, just for Chum to come out of nowhere and decide to help, just to get hit by a bat from you guessed who.
Diplomacy! Oh, I'm so sorry, Chum. I didn't know it was you. Big fan, by the way.
The four plan on ending Syndicate's Phase 2, so to do that, they head to Everything City. Everything Fits?
Welcome to Everything
Fits? Which is basically just a Walmart. I mean, who knew a guy that can basically invent anything humanly possible needs to go to a local Walmart to defeat some supervillains? Now that's crazy. This whole part feels like a weird sponsorship by the way they just play the scene out. But it's made up, so I don't even know. I'll take your opinion for it.
We've got less than an hour to stop the Doom Syndicate, so stick to the list. We are not here to browse.
Everything city where you feel like a king.
While they do shop though, the Syndicate start Phase 2, but it will take 5 minutes for them to initiate, which will buy the heroes some time to stop the city from flying up. They distract them by constantly shooting tennis balls at them, which somehow works because plot? I mean, it's against people who can literally shoot fire, rocks, hypnotize, throw lightning at them, but somehow tennis balls stop them. Chum ends up going through the vents, but gets caught by Megamind's old security traps, so he ejects himself to stop the launch, but it's too late. And now this is the part where Age of Ultron comes in. The city starts flying up, and everyone in the city starts panicking and running around. Wow, this movie's lazy. Chum finds a way to stop the city from flying, which makes the city fall because of gravity. So somehow Chum has to find a way to stop the city from crashing on Earth, which leads to this very awkward looking scene where Megamind has this brain bot, but it's a parakeet, I guess, for the Chum to save? I'm not sure, but just watch it for yourself. Megamind starts beating up the Syndicate himself, trapping Mime into concrete, electrocuting Storm with her own lightning. Roxanne comes in, just smashing into lava with a fire truck. That's murder. And then you even have the child just bashing her bat against Nighty Night's head. I hope he's still alive. We have no idea. After all of that, the four of them stop the city from falling apart, and they end up saving the day. Woo! Roxanne runs for mayor, the child makes vlogs for Megamind, Chum is now a sidekick, and Megamind has a Batman spotlight now. But that's basically it. I'm glad I'm done talking about this. But there's a post-credit scene that leads to a supervillain that's basically Megamind's rival.
Our blue friend will rue the day he betrayed evil.
That just makes this whole movie basically a teaser for their new show, which I don't think is succeeding very well. I would watch it and talk about it with you guys, but considering how you just watched me almost fall asleep to a movie, I don't think that's possible for me to watch. I feel like this should have just started out as a low budget show, just so this wouldn't be a slap to the face to people that have been waiting for a Megamind 2 for 14 years. I mean, I don't think anyone above the age of 6 besides me watched this movie and was like, what? That was so good, I want a sequel to the sequel. I mean, DreamWorks also made Kung Fu Panda, which they turned it into a kids show, and I thought it was pretty good for kids. They didn't make a shitty teaser for the show either, they just made a show. This does seem like a cash grab for DreamWorks though, because last year Megamind movie was somehow reaching popularity for its memes and how classic the movie was. But yeah, that's the end of the episode. I just want to thank you to the new subscribers that have subscribed and watched my stuff. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment, it would be greatly appreciated. Alright, bye bye.